huge force of the wind. It is just absolutely slippy as anything. Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com, and I've been wanting to do this video for a good while now, and I've been saving up clips just to give you a general insight into boat life in the middle of winter when you have just awful weather. I mean, we've literally had about 2 months of just constant rain now. Very few dry days, even fewer sunny days, and I mean, you're literally sometimes having like 7 days in a row where it rains pretty heavily for many hours each day. And I'll say a couple of things first. I'd like to first of all thank everybody, not just from the UK, but from all over the world. I mean, America, Europe, Australia, just all over the place, who sent me messages saying, "Oh Dan, I've seen stuff on the news about the weather in the UK and the flooding, and hope you're okay, and hope Tilly's okay." And I'll say thank you very much. It means a huge amount to me personally that there might be people all over the world who see something on the news about the UK weather and go, "I wonder if that Dan's alright on his boat." So thank you so much for that. But I'll say, luckily, up here on the Llangollen Canal in the sort of Shropshire, Welsh border area, we don't tend to have that sort of severe flooding and weather, touch wood. So we're all still okay up here, luckily. We've had a few trees down all over the place, but the real people who my thoughts and prayers are with are the people down south who have had, I mean, some people have been out of their homes flooded and under feet of water since before Christmas, and there's no sign of it going anywhere at the minute. And there's all sorts of more flooding. Worcester, you've got all flooding along the Thames, and those are the people who are facing the real hardships. And what I'm about to show you in this video isn't in any way, shape or form the sort of severe, difficult life and awful weather that these people down south and across the country have been dealing with. And I just want to make it quite clear that in no way am I playing the martyr to say, "Oh, look how hard life is," because I know ultimately when all I'm dealing with is a muddy towpath and flooded roads and stuff, I'm extremely grateful that those are the extent of my problems. But I just wanted to show you this video just so you can see the full year-round sort of, yeah, boat life in the summer, it's great, and look at all this scenery and the flowers and birds in the hedgerows when you wake up. And also, yeah, look at this in the winter. These same towpaths are absolutely awful. So let's dive in and enjoy some footage. So the wind is now getting incredibly strong and very scary, to be honest. Oh, good grief, Alfred. At the end of the day, if you can hear that weather outside, got stuff rattling against the edge of the boat, but we've got our waterproofs drying off over the top of the fire, socks drying off, gloves drying off, everything that can possibly be dried by a fire, even me backpack. And it's going to be a very wet ride into work tomorrow morning. The alarm is now set for just before 7 o'clock, and off I shall be tootling. I don't know if you can see and hear just how much it's pouring down yet again, but if I say that you can tell here from my clothes how utterly soaked through I am, sheltering under a bridge, which is giving that amazing echo effect. But if I say that is how wet through I am, my feet are wet, everything's soaked, and that's literally been about 4 minutes on me bike, less than 5 minutes I'll definitely say. A nice 20-25 minute walk up to the shops, got your bags of shopping, bag on me back, and yeah, over the winter months it's not quite the beautiful walk and amazing sunny scenery that you might be used to. Right, let's hope we don't disappear into this anywhere. So let's say that we've got white topped waves blowing down the canal, and it's absolutely battering with wind. Oh my goodness me. Right, let's get back inside. Ignore the wind and just check the towpath. You can see just how muddy it is. And now when even the towpath gets nice and wide, it's just churned up that much that even on these higher, more solid parts, it is just absolutely slippy as anything, really wet mud. You can see just how much water's rolling off from that field alone down this side here, and there's places like this all over the towpath. But if you do have a look at just the towpath in general, you can see when I've been saying about how muddy it is and how proper churned up the surface is down here, this carries on for about a mile or two. I don't know if you can hear the roar of the wind through the trees behind me, but my goodness me, this is a terrifying day to be in a kayak. Just down by one of the locks, the wind was so strong that it started pushing me in towards where the overflow that falls down the other side of a lock. Oh my goodness me. I'm meant to be standing in the middle of a road, but probably the biggest tree that I have ever seen come down in the wind is here. I mean, look at that, that must be 4 foot wide at least. The root system at the back must be, I don't know, it would be at the second floor windows of a house up there, and I just have never seen such proper destruction and chaos. I mean, this is not in any way, shape or form like any tree I've ever seen come down in the wind before. I mean, that is a huge, huge tree. I don't think, you know, that I can even get past on foot, because I would have to scale, quite literally, a tree that is lying down, yet still at its trunk, higher than my head. So, if I say I'm standing where there once upon a time was a road, you're probably talking about 50 metres of just a flood here. I'd say it's about a foot at its deepest point on the road, but if we pick this stick up, and I'll show you the ditch itself. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is serious, serious wind. I mean, beyond anything I've ever experienced in my life. Well, there's people who say, don't you ever get scared being out in the middle of nowhere on your own? And if I say it's now midnight, you can see we're in some extremely muddy conditions. You got a little grass ridge, and then just the darkness of the towpath. Trees on your one side, it's all very Blair Witch. And just walking back from my friends, got, oh my goodness me, see, you've literally got nowhere but mud to walk on. And as you can see how much water there is on top, it's luckily only just stopped raining, so I can actually do a bit of filming. And these are the moments where I do think, oh my goodness me, that's very wet. I do think, hang on, maybe I should just still be tucked up in bed and not have gone out and ended up having to walk down 2.5 miles of this. Being absolutely battered by wind, by hailstones, sleet, snow. But if we close out that noise, turn around and have a look what we've got inside. Absolutely boiling hot in here. We've got the kettle on, a nice good old proper burning wood fire there, and I'm sitting down at the top here filling in my diary. Oh my goodness me, absolutely lovely.